The following program is sponsored by Capitec. Better never rests.
Hello and a very warm welcome to the Insider SA, your guide to living better. Join us today as we open up to the spectacular with Caster Semenya and a signed copy of her autobiography, The Race to Be Myself Must Be Won. John Boynton Lee and Gabby Benedict discover the world's most famous desert island beach. Explorer, biologist and TV presenter Hazen Audel gets his first taste of SA adventure. Amapiano star Focalistic buys his creative freedom by taking risks. More affordable education helps a woman out of a tough situation. And Gavin Raja curates a spectacular race day collection at the Cape Town Met. High summer in the mother city means the world sports betting Cape Town Met. A major purse for horse racing and another dazzling collection from our finest fashion designers, curated along the theme of Cape Splendor by industry icon Gavin Raja.
So this year's show, I've been very privileged and lucky to curate it with some of the best talent in the country and some of my wonderful colleagues. And so today is a highlight of fashion from throughout the country as well as the Western Cape. And I think it plays on the theme of Cape Splendor, which is really about showcasing the very best that we have to offer from the Western Cape. Everything from the environment, our wonderful mountain, the floral heritage, but also with the many kind of things we have in the Western Cape clothing industry, Cape Town being the capital of the fashion industry, of course. So that does make it work well for us. Yeah, I mean, my role is not just to curate fashion, but to bring visibility to this amazing industry.
We're talking about the Met. The Met is the pinnacle of fashion in South Africa. It's a beautiful Cape Town, which is the fashion capital of our country. We're setting trends and we're really setting the bar high for South African fashion as a whole.
Today's looks are polka dots, something very flamboyant, pinks and leather texture, something that I've been working on throughout the year 2023, and I'm sort of introducing it to 2024. So this is some of our classic pieces that we've been sort of reinventing throughout the year. It's beautiful, conservative, but in a chic way.
So for this look, we took like this beautiful print and created a twin set which is very versatile and practical, and then we paired it with ostrich feathers that's proudly South African, and then obviously we paired it with this amazing headpiece that is created from individual feathers, and it's like an architectural piece that spells out allure, which I think is what Cape Town is. It's just alluring.
Fashion is an important part of the Met because it's bringing all different people together. It's also add that art aesthetic on top of the sport. My design style is very conceptual. I like to play around with different silhouettes, but especially the loose fit silhouettes, clothes that are functional, easy to dress.
Investing in and protecting this industry is something set costume designer Vrishni Pillay is all for.
I think the Cape Met is quite an important platform for designers because it allows them the opportunity to showcase fashion. Not a lot of local and, you know, what some would say under the belt designers get the opportunity to show their talent. So attending the Cape Met is an awesome platform for that. And we also get to see new things, new designs, new styles, which is awesome in Cape Town.
Obviously, my look today is denim on denim. My mate Skylar made it, Kate Online. Basically, the assignment was I need something that's in my jeans, and I'm not talking about denim, and I need something that's in my blood, and he came up with this look.
It was a fairy tale win for double superlative. The horse, which against 33-1 odds, bounced back from serious injury to win the Met. Entrepreneur Marla Bryan loving every moment.
I do love coming to the Met. I've been actually coming to the Met for the past 12 years, every year, religiously. I do bet on the horses, but I also come for the fun and fashion. The horses, I bet because it's a good excuse to get involved in the races. When you bet on something, it's more fun to watch.
The winners of Best Dressed Man and Woman were a triumph for new designers, and in the case of Stephen Chuka, personal style.
I was not expecting to win anything. I just came out here to have fun. Cape Town is the destination. The horse race has always been one of my favorites. I've decided that green was the color. I went with the shoes, the pants. I have a belt from Montana and the hat from Wyoming. And I thought, you know what? It's a horse race. Let's get it. So that's what's going on.
It is the biggest win ever because this is my first time attending the Met and I win. So it means a lot. This is designed by Rati Koka. He's literally fresh out of school. This was his first project ever. He's an exciting new designer to look out for.
So I am sort of a regular attendee at the Met. I'm a very old girl. I've been around for a long time. So I haven't been here in about 15 years maybe. But before that, absolutely, I was here every single year. So it feels good to come back. I feel like I'm revisiting my youth in a way. And it hasn't disappointed. I think it's been an incredible day so far. People have really just showcased, I think, the best of what we have in terms of local fashion. So it's really been an incredible day out for me.
I think it's a great platform. It's not just for up-and-coming designers, because the showcase today, for instance, has been like the cream of the crop of design in South Africa. People love dressing up for the races. Fashion is intrinsic to that. It's fantastic when fashion takes the fore in a platform like this, that people can get to know new designers and dress in South African fashion, which is fantastic.
In tricky times, both South African horse racing and fashion are showing themselves to be irrepressible in spirit and spectacular in form. Up next, the island of bicycles, and another where the ghosts of pirates protect buried treasure. If the islands of the Seychelles were in a beauty pageant, you couldn't crown a winner. Ferrying between them, each is as spectacular as the next, while still standing out from its neighbour. So John Boynton Lee and Gabby Benedict just kept falling in love with one port after the other.
So here we are in Praslin, second largest island in Seychelles, with quite an interesting history.
Yeah, so it used to be a very popular hideout for pirates back in the day, and word has it there's still treasure worth hundreds of millions of dollars buried somewhere. Not necessarily on this island, but maybe. So look out for some shiny things, because we might go back wealthy. Well, you can see why it's consistently in one of the top 10 beaches in the world.
Agreed. I mean, this sand is probably the softest sand I've ever felt in my life.
Actually, I don't even know why. I still got my shoes on. Yeah, the cool thing about Seychelles, people use the word untouched a lot because it's got that feeling. It's the least populated country in Africa. So wherever you go, even a popular beach like this, it feels like you got the place to yourself.
You know, after seeing this beach on shows like Top Billing and Tropica Island of Treasure, this has been a place to visit high on my bucket list. So it's honestly such a privilege to finally be here.
With no public buses, few rental cars and limited taxis on La Digue, it's a cyclist's dream.
How do you feel about a tandem bike?
I mean, I haven't seen a single tandem bike on the road. There must be a reason for that, but you know, let's do it. Ooh, that's not easy to balance. And I can't pedal independently. When you're pedaling, I'm
literally pedaling.
Okay.
While your feet are dangling. Ooh.
Okay, that's all right once you get going. There are so many islands in Seychelles, it's absolutely essential that you go island hopping and explore because they've all got their own little bit of unique character and charm and history. This is La Digue. There's lots to see and lots to do in limited time, and this is the best way to do it. Why are we feeling so out of sync with the pedaling? Are you standing or something? Nope. Once again, a lack of communication between man and woman.
So John was really feeling for the male and female tortoises of La Union Estate, who can live up to 200 years and have to put up with one another, not just for decades, but for centuries.
So this particular tortoise is about 89 years old.
And loves a neck tickle.
Yeah.
And this one's jealous. You can tell it's a male because the shell isn't smooth, the shell protrudes.
And behind us, we've got the biggest granite rock in La Digue.
A monolith, right?
That's the word.
The monolith, it is massive. It's like prehistoric almost.
I'm not a geologist.
Like these animals. It's the perfect home for these animals, actually. See how different it is, how smooth the shell is on the female.
Yeah, she also likes a neck scratch.
Yeah, really likes a neck scratch.
And she's 15 years old.
Yeah, a lot smaller than our grandpa.
I love it.
It's like me, when you tickle my neck, I just like go catatonic and lean forward. Yeah, there.
It works.
It's exactly the same thing.
After a sudden downpour, the sun came out, and they continued to Ansos Dajan Beach.
Well, at least the weather cleared up just in time for us to see this beautiful beach, one of the most photographed in the world. You can see why. I think it's these rock formations formed over billions of years. These granite rocks, this whole island used to be underwater, and over time and erosion, they formed beautiful shapes. There's just so much to see in so little time.
And if they're looking a little bit more familiar to you, you might have spotted them in two famous films that were shot here, which is the John Crusoe.
No, Robinson Crusoe.
Robinson Crusoe.
Robinson Crusoe.
And my personal favorite, Castaway.
Castaway, Wilson.
Yes.
Wilson, a lot of that was shot here.
You know, with the busy lives that we lead back in South Africa, it's so important for us to take this time off to visit new places, new cultures, and really just immerse ourselves in the lay of the land.
Yeah, as you can see, we just want to take everything in. Even if we run out of time, we want to see absolutely everything with the limited amount of time we have. So life is short.
To kids around here, boats are their bicycles, and tour guide Mervyn Baton has explored every cove.
So actually, Staten Island was one of the first islands in the 70s where the first settlers who came to Seychelles lived on. And actually, Long Island, that used to be Alcatraz. You know the story of Alcatraz? That used to be the prison of Seychelles. Yeah, and for Moyen, it was a British guy. Long time ago, he bought the island. And then when he passed away, he had one son, Brendan Grimshaw. So he gave the island, he passed along the island to his son. But his son was a man solo. He was our Robinson Crusoe in Seychelles. Now the island is protected now. It's a national park reserve. Because when he saw everybody was developing all the islands, building hotels, he didn't want that. He was a nature lover.
What goes for the uncrowded beaches applies equally to the reefs, so you can happily snorkel surrounded by sea life instead of an ocean of people.
What an amazing experience.
What a privilege to be able to snorkel in these waters.
And the condition is always so beautiful in Seychelles. It's so protected and the coral is always in such pristine condition. The visibility is always amazing. The fish life is abundant. You always see amazing fish.
Yeah, we saw a whole bunch of dories. That was so exciting.
Yeah, you were like a little mermaid ducking down to see the dories. Very exciting.
And one of the best parts of snorkeling here is the temperature of the water, from somebody who hates cold water.
Spoken like a true Cape Townian. They can go to the beach, but they can't swim. And here you don't want to get out of the water. It's like a bath.
One thing you and I have in common is when we go traveling, we don't like to sit at the hotel the whole day. We love to go out and explore and do like adventurous activities.
No, we definitely don't like an itinerary. Like it needs to be an adventure, it needs to be unplanned. Like today we were supposed to just go to Moyen, that's what we thought.
Yeah.
But we stopped along the way for a snorkel. We're about to have a fish braai on an island that used to house convicts. So it's all that unexpected stuff that makes travel so exciting. You just got to go with the flow and enjoy it.
Incredible as it seems, the next showstopper in this island chain was uninhabited from the First World War until the 1960s. Then an English newspaper editor bought it and had a vision.
So today we are heading to Moyen Island, which is the smallest national park in the world.
It's a tiny little island. It looks like a rainforest kind of emerging from the ocean. I think it's 400 meters long and 300 meters wide.
With a coastline less than 2 kilometers.
It's got a really special story behind it, something that's really close to our hearts as well. And apparently there's a little bit of treasure buried there possibly. So that's why we're headed there. Now, this spectacular viewpoint is only about 20 minutes walk from the entrance. You can do a circular path that covers the whole island in less than 40 minutes, and everything's really well labeled. You've got all the fauna and flora that's been labeled. There's so many cool things to see. There's viewpoints, there's historical things to go check out.
I'm most excited to go see where the pirates were buried.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a bunch of graves that we're busy searching for right now that's hopefully going to lead to some treasure. All right, here are the graves.
Of the pirates.
Yeah, this is such a cool story. So when Brendan Grimshaw bought the island, he discovered these 2 unmarked graves. Well, they were marked, but they were marked unhappily unknown. And as the story goes, it was 2 pirates that were killed by a famous pirate leader so that their souls could haunt the island and protect a treasure that was buried here.
And it just makes sense that Grimshaw and his father were buried right next to them so that they could protect the islands afterwards as well. The fact that he chose to be buried on the island and give it up as a nature reserve to protect the environment Shows how much you really love this place.
Alongside his father, it's very appropriate. And I mean, he was offered $50 million or something to buy the island. He turned it down because his dream was just, he spent so many hours clearing paths and planting trees with his companion who was a fisherman's son. The whole idea was to just give it back as a gift.
If you've ever read The Count of Monte Cristo, Treasure Island, or even Captain Pugwash, this is the place for you.
I mean, the fact that 2 pirates were killed on this island to protect it just makes you think that perhaps maybe there was some treasure buried somewhere here.
There's definitely treasure here. I mean, it hasn't been found yet. This is a massive dig that he just kind of gave up, and there's another smaller dig. I just think it's crazy that this treasure hasn't been found. Like, over so long, hundreds of millions of dollars worth of treasure is buried somewhere in the Seychelles, and people are literally trying to find it, and it has not been found yet. That is wild.
Islanders are used to changing tides, so having this former prison rehabilitated for beach prize is cause for celebration for the locals.
How good is this food?
Perfect. There's something about fresh fish straight out the ocean that just nothing can beat. That taste is just unbelievable.
I don't know what they put on it, some local spice, but it was mouth-watering.
No, it's minimal. There's not a lot of stuff on it. Local loving, rustic braai. It's just perfect.
Local flavor.
Not much work done.
What a treat in paradise.
Amazing. Of all the places I've been, I think Seychelles still has a very special place in my heart because of the experiences I've had here, and because it's as close to paradise as you can get. I think it's very, very special to be back.
Yeah, adding to that, to the experience of coming here with me.
Exactly, and now she gets the experience for the first time with me.
This tiny nation puts on a spectacle out of all proportion with its size. To the Seychelles, we can honestly say nothing compares to you. Just ahead, everything Caster Semenya has waited until now to say in her new autobiography.
Sponsored by Capitec. Better never rests.
To anyone watching, Olympic middle distance champion Caster Semenya's achievements on the track have been spectacular. More recently, she's graduated with a degree in sports management and now written and published her autobiography, The Race to Be Myself.
Why the book and why now? When you feel ready, when you feel matured enough, when you feel fulfilled and you feel like there is a story to tell, you just decide, to write what's in your mind, but obviously it takes you back to where it began, and obviously it's about also educating, people about, self-love, as hence it says, race to be myself. It's about self-awareness, it's about self-control, it's about raising awareness about self-love, yes. Coming from a dusty place, rural areas, I think it comes with hunger. It comes with wanting to get out of that rural place and make a difference. And when it comes to success comes with self-discipline, being able to know what you want, being able to know where you're going, knowing the destination. As I'm always humbled, I know humanity because success comes with humanity. When we say challenges, I wouldn't call them challenges as much because in life we will say people come and go. There will be people who come question, your identity. So maybe I'll say that's a little bit of a challenge where people are confused with the person you are. At the end of the day, it's not about other people, it's about what I think, it's about what makes me happy. I'll say the only challenge that has been, it will be being in a society that wants you to be somebody who you're not.
After days of promoting the new book, Caster and her publicist Mpumi Mgidlana needed a timeout.
Welcome to Adventure Zone. On our background as Adventure Zone, it's a company that started 11 years ago. So basically we started off just by doing the zip line. And then as the years went by, we started growing. We added more activities to our place. Like today, we're going to be doing quad trail, which is quad biking, and then also zip lining. We are very excited having the guest like Caster Semenya. I mean, that's the legendary Caster Semenya. We are very honored having her for the day here.
Quad biking is one of my favorite. I love it because of speed. I'm adventurous actually, I like nature. So in terms of just being in the bush, it's what defines me because of as a young age, I've been out there, you know, living my life in the bush, you know, I like animals. But when it comes to quad biking, it's something that makes me feel free, that I can do anything that I want. I love it. Yeah, I consider myself a risk taker. Look, man, I'm fearless, but there are risks. Yes, I always take those calculative risks. But in life, if you don't take risks, I don't think you will enjoy life because your life will be boring. You don't have to solve anything. You always like structured and be like, I don't want to get hurt. I like taking risks because I like things that challenges me.
I think working with Caster has been an incredible experience. She's been very calm throughout the process. Even though there may be changes here and there, she always keeps her cool. It's been a really grilling time, I think, with back-to-back interviews, but she's done really well. Like, she's really just known what to say when, never runs out of energy. Even if she does, like, she just maintains the same energy throughout the interview. So I think it's just been an incredible time. Yeah, always friendly, always calm, just really good energy and good vibes.
How do I deal with negativity? I think for me, negativity don't exist. If something negative comes to me, I always turn it into positivity because it's always opposite side. And I think for me, how I stay grounded is because I have that great relationship with myself to an extent where I believe in everything that I do. I believe in myself. And I always say, if something comes with negative, it motivates me because it makes me a better person. And it's okay sometimes to fail, so you can be better. Negativity sometimes is good because it turns you to be the great person you are. The love and support that I get from my family, the community, people that surround me, I think is beautiful because it builds you to be the person you are. The most important thing is that they just want to see you happy. My wife, she's always been there for me, and she makes sure that I'm happy all the time, and that I get the necessary attention that I need. And when it comes to your kids, it's those priceless moments where they teach you how to be a great human being, they teach you how to love, they teach you how to care, and if you summarize it in all, you know, they just teach you humanity.
Away from international athletics, the champ can now fulfill her need for speed by ziplining.
What is it that I fear and how do I overcome the fear? The thing that I fear the most is failing my kids or not being able to provide, you know, for them, not to protect them and not to support them. I think it's one thing that I fear the most. But then how do I overcome the fears? It's just to keep on believing that I can do anything through God and He will always provide for me. That's the only way I overcome the fears.
It's been an incredible day. It's been super hot, super fun. My favorite activity of the day has been the zip lining. The adrenaline rush was fantastic and I just got to push myself. I think even just going up those stairs was quite nerve-wracking a bit, but I pushed through and I got through all the nerves and stuff. So yeah, definitely the zip lining.
The two activities that I've done today, you know, I've enjoyed, but I think the one that is more standard will be the zip. You're out there, you don't know what's gonna happen. You're taking risks. You don't know if you're gonna make it to the other side. How do I hope to reach the new heights near the future? I think it's through proper planning, being structured, the motivation, it's very important, and being patient, being able to repeat what I do, especially in terms of mastering all things that I do, because the only way for you to reach the destination is through patience.
With the extremes of Caster's career has come great wisdom, and it's clear on every page.
For me, what I hope to achieve in this book is to raise awareness about the differences that we have. It does not matter what differences, but I want people to embrace themselves, to celebrate themselves, to say, you know what, I am who I am for me. The only thing that I want to achieve is that people go out there, celebrate one another, celebrate the differences that we have in us as humans. I am Mohadi Caster Semenya. Remember the meaning of my name. I am the one who gives up what they want, so that others may have what they need. I'm signing this book for a lucky winner. Keep an eye on the Insider SA social media for more details on how to enter. Good luck.
Our signed Caster Semenya biography competition starts after tonight's show. Next up, Hazen Audel's adventures to the edge of survival bring him to a new frontier, Africa. Ask which adventurous natural history guide, TV presenter and educator might be a worthy heir to David Attenborough, and one man must be in the running. He's an American biologist and teacher whose home is wherever the adventure is. And recently, that was right here.
I'm Hazen Audel, and I'm back in Africa to celebrate the latest series of Primal Survivor, which was shot entirely in Africa. It's nice to be back. Oh, yes. There's so much of Africa to explore. This is just like one small part of Africa. So thanks, Tommy. This is Zulu. He's been teaching me not only spear throwing, but also the different words. Unkhele.
And this is called isipape.
Isipape. That's so much easier.
Isipape.
There's so much to learn. You'd think it's easy, but it's not. Tommy is showing me the correct way of throwing it. So, yeah.
You balance it out.
Okay.
Open your hand, your
Put it right
entire
here.
hand. Yep. You balance it out.
Okay.
Is it balanced?
Okay.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah,
okay.
it's good.
All right.
I think so.
Then aim and throw.
Okay. Oh, up. All right. Cool.
Oh, yes.
I had so many problems with my insecurities when I was young. Had a lot of people making fun of me at school. I didn't have much confidence in myself. Fortunately, it was later on in life when I started to just do my own thing and realizing that if I did my own thing different than everybody else, they couldn't judge me for it because they weren't doing it themselves. They couldn't tell me how good I was at riding a mountain bike or how good I was at drawing because they were all doing sports in schools and things like that. So I think that's what brought me to traveling because nobody else was traveling either. They couldn't tell me that I was traveling wrong. And then I just found myself. I found my place and I found that I have my own gifts. I don't have theirs. And after that, then you just do what you love, which means following your heart. And I think that's, if I could tell myself back then, I'd say, just keep plugging along. You're gonna be just fine. Stop worrying about all these other people. Do your own thing. I am really lucky because where I grew up with a lot of nature. I could always be learning about new plants. I could always go be exploring outside. And then once I got a taste of that, I just wanted to see and explore wilder and wilder places. So I got really lucky, but I just continued that fascination for nature throughout my entire life. And since I always craved wilder and wilder places with wildlife, it started off essentially when I graduated from high school. I was studying to be a biologist, but before I went into that, I knew I wanted to go to the Amazon. That's the pinnacle of biodiversity. So I went over there, and what I thought was just gonna be a trip to see some wildlife wound up being essentially my life's path. So then I spent years in the Amazon, and then with that experience, I just wanted to be around more and more traditional living people, more tribes, and then I was able to get lucky enough to start exploring Southeast Asia, the remote South Pacific, and here I am finally in Africa. It's always an eye-opening experience when you come to Africa because you realize how enormous it is. It has so much biodiversity, so many different kinds of tribes, so many languages. But for 4 months, I focused on the Great Rift Valley. And so for 6 episodes, we went all the way through all the different tribes, all the different landscapes of the Rift Valley, and we're here to celebrate that.
While dyslexia made school and college a challenge for Hazen, experience would become his greatest education, and he remains a keen student.
I've learned so much about the Zulus today. This is what a Zulu kitchen looks like. They have the fire here, the smoke comes up into the roof and then escapes through all this ventilation right here.
On land or sea, surviving has meant learning every which way to bring home the bacon.
As far as competitiveness goes, a lot of people don't like to play sports with me because I am incredibly uncompetitive. I just want to play. I've been fortunate to have been exploring a little bit of Africa, but I've never been to South Africa before. This here right now is my first time I've been here, and I am very impressed just because there's so much diversity, all kinds of people. You talk to somebody, they know all kinds of languages, and everybody is so friendly. That's the biggest thing, it's that Ubuntu.
Part of which is sharing our recipes, so that Zulu chefs like Twawe Shabalala become great Indian cooks too.
What are we making today?
We're making chicken curry. This is our chicken. This is our chicken portion.
Yeah.
We've got all the beautiful spices. So we are famous with the beautiful curry that we do in Durban.
Wow.
All right.
Wow, that is so nice.
Our curry is gonna go with amadombolo. Amadombolo, the English name, it's called dumplings.
Dumplings. Amadolo.
Amadombolo.
Amadombolo.
There you go. Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm smarter than I look.
Beautiful. Once our curry is halfway cooked, and then this is gonna go in.
Okay.
So all my spices are going in now.
All of them?
Wow. All of them.
That smells amazing.
Smell beautiful, hey?
Yeah, I'm gonna be finding all these spices. I'm gonna be trying to be making this at home. I'll tell them I learned from the best, you. And then one of these days I'll stop cooking like a bachelor. I am getting in the groove of cooking more, so I like that for relaxing. And sometimes I can get into the zen of it, being in the moment rather than just being rushed all the time. So where I live is nice and quiet out in the country. I can hang out with my dog, my cats, bring some friends over. And I'll be having a barbecue, and I'll be bringing this stuff to the barbecue. It's gonna be awesome.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
eh?
it comes with a good story.
Beautiful.
Dinner with Mr. Audel is never a dull affair.
Hey, Shabalala.
Yes, my brother.
You ever see elephants?
Yes,
You seen elephants,
yes,
yeah? You ever seen them in the wild?
Yes.
Yeah, they're awesome, right?
Yes.
That was the one thing I was always looking for. But then when you're always looking, and then when you stop looking, that's when you get really close to the elephants. And you don't want to get too close to elephants if you don't know that they're
dangerous.
there. One of the most dangerous animals in Africa, right?
Dangerous, yeah.
You wouldn't think that you'd get snuck up on by elephants, but elephants are just busy munching away.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're 10 feet away from a giant boulder, but it's an elephant.
Yeah. Let's roll some dumplings. Okay. So just take a little bit like that.
What's the technique here?
Okay, the technique, you have to roll it like a ball here. Okay, no, like this, you know? Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Okay, well, it's my first amadombolo, you know? Be easy on me.
Amadombolo, yeah. Wow! Okay, you see our dumplings?
They've transformed.
Exactly, that's what you're looking for.
Look at that.
That's what you're looking for. Okay, you can try.
Just try a little bit, huh?
Oh.
Yeah, you know what's up.
As this great wanderer also wants the adventure of raising a family, these skills will come in handy.
I've had an amazing run with working with Primal Survivor for pretty much 10 years, and then my lifestyle, even before that, has been pretty much Primal Survivor, just without cameras. Why would I want to change that? I mean, I'm living my dream. So I want to continue to make films. I want to continue to go on adventures. The rest of the world gets to see my adventures. They get to see these amazing people, incredible cultures, ways of life. Yeah, why would I want to change that?
Hazen Audel's only agenda is waking up and waiting to be amazed by a new day. Coming up, Focalistic on risk versus reward, and more affordable education is a game changer.
Sponsored by Capitec. Better never rests.
At 27, he's a top dog in SA hip-hop. Letabo Sebetso, aka Focalistic, is a political science graduate turned African musician with a clutch of chart-topping albums and more coming down the line.
Yo, welcome to it, 18 where Scoop is made, all the hits are made. Let me take you through it. For me, it's always been about documenting what's happening in my life. So each project will be different. I take you from like 2020, Scoop is excellent. That was about proving that Scoop is not someone's until someone's gonna compete at the fights, you know. Then you find President Estrada. It was more introspective and looking back and seeing the love I have for the streets and for just normal people and the desire to inspire people from where I come from. Or Ghetto Gospel, which is more soft-spoken, more real music, and I felt like that's what we needed at the time. I felt like people had forgotten that music needs to have a message at the end of the day. You know, it's inspired by, you know, trying to find a voice that I wish I had as a kid.
He is that to his 2.3 million Instagram followers, who view the artist as a wellspring of inspiration. So, what's the formula?
There is no like recipe to a folka track. I think people have gotten accustomed to the sound. Okay, this song could have only been made by folka, but I wouldn't say, you know, for me there's a box or there's certain things that I have to take. I think maybe it's my voice. I don't know. You know, I've done Afrobeat, I've done R&B songs, I've done hip hop songs, and I've done amapiano songs, but the fan base is still the same. I think for me, I always say I'm the iPhone version of musician, person who can do every genre but still sound like Focalistic. And I think that's the secret, or maybe that's the new juice from 2023. It's be yourself on every single thing, man.
It's now 7 years since Focalistic captured South Africa's imagination, winning the Artist on the Rise competition, founded by Katlego Malachi.
We're here at the homecoming offices. For me, it's kind of like where it started taking off. Obviously not where it started, but where it started taking off. You know, around the time where music became more serious for me, you know, you started understanding that music is so interlinked to performances. The decision to become a performing artist and define myself as that, I'd say, began here. So Homecoming hosts a competition called Artists on the Rise. I think I was the first winner. And from there I learned, you know, kind of being assimilated into strata basically, and understanding that, you know, even if you do have a good song, performing kind of helps it.
When Foca came here, we had a very limited idea, concept of what we wanted Artist on the Rise to be. It was very basic, very straightforward, and just from the way he showed up and how he commanded the crowd, and it became like a party, an event, and I mean, it inspired so much more. It made us realize what more we could do, and what he then went on to do with his career thereafter continued to inspire, and how we walked the journey of his growth and development. We could learn so much from it, about the game, about the industry, about the youth, the street. So it's been inspirational at every junction.
Now this multi-talented musician is hosting among the biggest live amapiano events.
Strata Nation Address is basically an inspiration to say that I'm still one of you. You know, I understand what everyone is going through, because you can travel the world, do all these shows, you know, but at the end of the day, what do you do it for? It kind of puts the sauce onto the meat. Realizing that we started in 2016, doing it in 2023, for me feels like it's long overdue. And that's why this year for me is going to be crazy. Seeing people receive an event from Focalistic. We're making it culture now, you know, you're always going to have to come back home and perform for the people that inspire you. You know, I always say the aim is to inspire before I expire. So that's what Strata Nation was about. It's a piece of me given to people in the form of an event.
Our man here used to play soccer for kicks, but lately he's liking adrenaline sports.
We're here. Soweto Towers, Twin Towers. I'm about to jump. It's gonna be a movie. I'm super excited, man. I like taking risks with my mind and risks with my body. So the risks with my body remind me to take risks in my real life, in my mind, in my career, in my life. So these moments for me kind of reignite the spirit to take risks. So I'm hoping for freedom. That's what risks give us, freedom. The sense of fashion comes from Pitori, man. If you've ever been to Pitori, you'll find everyone with a different style. Mara style settings are I grew up there. Can take it right in change. So that's where it comes from. And obviously, you've traveled the world and seen, what the rest of the world has to offer fashion-wise. Mara, for me, I'll always give testimony for Pitori.
The safety gear cramped his style, but site manager Lawrence Sitole was taking no risks.
With Focalistic, he's a big name, and I would think he needs to do one of the big activities that we have, bungee jumping. I think it will bring the most adrenaline for him, the most excitement, and it's something that not everyone gets a chance to do it. But as big as he is, the music that he does, it gets people jumping and screaming. I'd like to see him scream today. What happens is, obviously, you're strapped on your ankles. There's a backup harness that you wear. You go to the top. They do all the safety checks. They walk you to the edge, count you down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you just dive like you're diving into a pool. And it will stretch a couple of times, 100 meters high. Then they lower you to the ground safely. 3, 2, 1, bungee.
And the man dropped, just like one of his righteous heavy beats.
As you can see, we just killed it. Soweto Twin Towers, bungee jump. That's how my parafella. I told you I've always been fly. Check the GoPro, you'll see. Relaxation. Dange mudimu, dange strada, starta strategy. Soweto.
Being ready to take creative risks is seeing Focalistic reach spectacular heights, and he hopes to inspire the same in others. With over 20 million clients, Capitec sees what a game changer it can be to complete your studies. So, with the goal of education for all, no matter when, Capitec's Jochi Hamann is driving the education campaign in partnership with an innovator in the field, Francois Liebenberg.
I manage a portfolio called Purpose Lending, in which we do various things, but basically we extend loans for specific purposes. One of those, of course, being education.
I am with a company called Smart Funder. We partner with innovative banks like Capitec to provide funding solutions in the education space. Education betters people's lives. Capitec have got the Live Better campaign, so having that shared value system was very important for us in this partnership.
The one thing that we have achieved with our solution is versatility. We can cater for a large variety of needs within the education sector. Basically, anything that you need in terms of education, if you need to finance that, our solution caters for it. The product is designed in a way where we can offer financing up to an amount of 500,000 Rand over a maximum term of 84 months. That is then provided at a reduced interest rate. So you get the best of all worlds.
This product is very unique in the sense that student loans traditionally have always financed studies that are to be completed, but the need in the market is so much greater. So this product absolutely aims to address that need as well.
These loans have been designed to help students like Charbonnet Boltney overcome financial constraints and to graduate successfully.
My mom, she had Alzheimer's and dementia, and I looked after my mom. I had my daughter at the time, she was still in primary school. And I was studying back then at UNISA. So looking after my mom, seeing to my daughter, doing my studies, I couldn't. It was too much for me. I failed. For me, it just went downhill from there.
Charbonnet's mom passed away, and she then nearly lost her daughter to TB-related complications. She decided to study to be able to improve their living conditions and turn things around.
There was always something about law for me, and I also just wanted something behind my name, not really for myself, but actually for my daughter. so that she can be proud of me. I started doing research of Oxbridge, and what I really love of them, the friendliness. They will go out of their way for you.
Oxbridge Academy's mission is we want to provide quality and affordable education to any and every student. So whether it is studying for finishing your high school, so it's your grade 11 or matric, we have that for you. If you want to do short learning programs, we also offer that for you, as well as national qualifications. So wherever you are in your educational journey, Oxbridge Academy is the college for you. We're very excited to be working with Capitec because we believe that we're widening the access to affordable education. A lot of students want to be able to study, they want to be able to change their economic situation, and sometimes they can't because they are worried because of funds. And because we've partnered with Capitec now, we're able to widen that access to affordable education.
The signing up was like 1, 2, 3 because I Googled, I found the place and I got here and I signed up and I received my material, and that the first one motivated me, pushed me to the next one, pushed me to the next one. And when I received my distinction, it's like, wow, can it be? Because of everything that I've gone through and everything, it's like, that to me was the greatest achievement. I mean, a distinction, and it's like, wow. So for me, that motivated me for the next one. Liesl is part of the team, as well as many others out there as well, with assisting, with helping, with guiding. They go that extra mile, they find means and ways how they can assist you. And that just motivates you. You know, it just pushes you not to drop out.
When I met Semenya, it was last year in May month. Amazing what she told me, what she had to actually go through in life, harsh ups and downs in terms of her personal life. And I thought to myself, if somebody persevered what she had to go through, and they're busy with the N5 qualification with difficult circumstances, that just softened my heart, not only towards Semenya, but all our students do have good and also difficult journeys. I can use a story to inspire other people as well to then continue with their qualification.
If you're determined enough and just believe in myself and know that I can do it and I can achieve it, because I've surpassed so many things in my life that have brought me to Oxbridge. So at the end of the day, it's telling myself that I can do it. I want my daughter to say that's my mom. That's my mom, and that she can say proudly, you know, my mom's a lawyer, my mom's a judge, my mom's, you know, whatever I'm willing to study, she must be proud of who I am. And just know that if I can do it, it motivates her as well, and I'm so proud of her as well.
Stand a chance to win an educational voucher valued at 10,000 Rand if you choose to fund your studies through Capitec Education Finance. The vouchers can be used to embark on your educational journey with Oxbridge Academy through their distance learning or online courses. To enter, simply complete a finance application for an education loan on capiteceducationfinance.co.za to see what you could qualify for.
Another feel-good production.